Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the 7 deadly sins of beauty tag for you. I'm going to just be reading these questions off of my laptop, which is sitting right here, so if I'm looking over here, that is what I am looking at. So the first deadly sin is greed, and the questions affiliated with it, the first one is, what is your most inexpensive beauty item, and what is your most expensive beauty item? So my cheapest beauty item would definitely have to be the Wet n Wild Trios. This is the only one I have left that I haven't depotted just yet, but actually all of the trios I bought were when, it was either CVS or Walgreens, but one of them was having a 50% off sale on all of their Wet n Wild products, and that included their palettes. These typically retail for $2.99, but because it was 50% off, I got them for less than $1.50. So here's one that I actually bought from that actual sale, and you can see that little sticker. So I bought majority of my Wet n Wild palettes, the trios anyway, for $1.50. So that's easily the cheapest product that I own. And then for my most expensive beauty item, it's actually one that I didn't purchase. This is the Dior Skin Air Flash Foundation. It's a spray foundation, and this retails on the Dior website for $62. There is absolutely no way I would ever buy this for myself. I actually got this from my mother for Christmas. Majority of the items that I have that are really expensive, they're either products that I saved up for a long time or products that I really wanted, or I received them as a gift. And this is easily my most expensive product, and I would never ever spend this much money on a foundation, no matter how amazing it is. It's definitely a little bit out of my price range just as a college student, but it is a really nice spray foundation. I probably still prefer my Clinique Super Balanced makeup, which is significantly cheaper, but I definitely do get a lot of good use out of this. So then the next question is wrath. What beauty products do you have a love-hate relationship with, and what product has been the hardest to get? That would easily have to be this Lush hair mask. It's a really funky name. If I'm not mistaken, it's some kind of African something. I'm not 100% sure, so if I'm wrong, please don't kill me. But I believe it's pronounced Sion Venhia, even though it's got U's in there. Just from what I've found online and what I've discovered on Google Translate, that's how it's pronounced. But I could be wrong, so I am sorry if it's not 100% accurate. But this is a really fantastic hair treatment. I have color treated hair. If you guys can tell, I actually just dyed my hair, and when I dye my hair, I do use really nice dye, but at the same time it is still color treating. It's still damaging my hair. So immediately after I dye my hair, it just feels so dry and so coarse and disgusting, and it's actually kind of scary. The texture just completely changed, and my boyfriend even pointed out that for a while it just didn't feel as soft as it used to, and if he feels the need to say something, then I know there was definitely a problem. So I decided to invest in some really decent hair treatments, and this was one of them, and it's a great hair moisturizer. However, the reason why I have a love-hate relationship with it is the smell. Oh, I can't even. It's just this it's basic looking, but honestly, if you smell this, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It basically smells like salad dressing mixed with cinnamon, and it's just gross. I mean, it doesn't smell like anything's rotting or anything like that. It definitely smells like food, but it just smells like just that. I don't like smelling like salad dressing, and as I've mentioned in videos before, my hair holds on to scents, so when I use this product, it sticks around for a while, and I don't appreciate that scent lingers. So it's a great hair product, and it's done wonders for my hair, and it's really made it very soft. But it smells really bad. So if you are looking for a really good hair treatment and you are interested, just keep that in mind and make sure you smell it first, just to make sure that you can tolerate it. I've seen that a lot of people online will actually put hair caps or like plastic bags around their head. That way they don't have to smell it when they leave it in, because you're supposed to leave it in for 20 minutes. Yeah, you're smelling this for a really long time. So that's why it's kind of weighing the good and the bad. And then the next question is what product has been the hardest to get? That would easily have to be the NYX Rock and Roll Trio. It's really great palette. If you guys watch Emily Noel, she actually mentioned that all three of these are MAC eyeshadow dupes, which I think is fantastic. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a dupe for Night Divine, Satin Taupe, and Nylon, and I really wanted these two shades, even though I had this middle one already. Whenever I go to Ulta, it is never in stock, and whenever I go to purchase things online, I always manage to forget. So I've honestly been wanting these palettes for a few months now. I just recently got it at Ulta, so it's a great cheap option. It just took a little while for me to get a hold of. The next sin is gluttony, and the question is, what are your most delicious beauty products? If you guys saw my first giveaway, you know that I did ask a giveaway question about eating makeup products. I try not to make a habit out of it, but you know, things do happen. Probably the only product that I've eaten that I've had a pleasant experience with is the Mint Juleps lip scrub from Lush. And it tastes really good. It's really sweet and minty. I prefer a sharper mint when it comes to things. Like, I like spearmint and really, really intense minty things. However, this is sweet, and it does, you know, smell and taste really good. And it's made out of all natural ingredients, so it is technically safe to eat. However, I try not to make a habit out of eating it, just because the concept of licking your lips and taking off all that dead skin kind of grosses me out. However, when I do, I have to say it's pretty pleasant when I accidentally sneak some of this in my mouth. Next beauty sin is sloth, and the question is, what beauty product do you neglect due to laziness? I would definitely have to say I neglect my brows. You guys have probably seen in my tutorials, I definitely get lazy about tweezing them. I don't like to, just because it hurts and it takes a long time, and I don't like just sitting there and just like picking at myself like that. I really don't like to do that. And also, I neglect to fill in my brows. I do have pretty decent brows, so I don't necessarily have to. However, I do think that it just looks a lot nicer when I do fill in my brows and make sure that they're somewhat similar shapes. Also, neglect to go get them done. I can afford to go get them done, but I just don't want to spend the money on that. I'd rather just spend it on a really nice eyeshadow or something else. So priorities, that's definitely also kind of a lazy factor. So, and then the next beauty sin is pride, and it says, what beauty product gives you the most self-confidence? That would easily have to be eyeliner. I have this Urban Decay one in Perversion. It's a great black liner, just in case you're looking for a really good smudge proof one that will stay all day and that's really, really saturated and pigmented. I don't really have awful skin in the grand scheme of the universe. I do recognize that. So if I want to leave the house and I don't feel like putting on foundation, it's not really the end of the world. However, I do feel a little bit naked when I don't have liner on. Just something about lining your eyes, I feel like it really just wakes up your entire face. Eyes are probably the primary focal point of all of my makeup tutorials, just because I really like to accentuate the eyes. I think everyone has beautiful eyes, and I think when you have just a nice enhanced rim around them, not anything too crazy and chunky, but when you just have like a nice accented rim around them, it just really accentuates the color, and it brings your face to life. And I personally feel a lot better about myself when I do have some nice liner on, just to kind of wake up my face a little bit. The next beauty sin is lust, and it's, what attributes do you find most attractive in the opposite sex? I really appreciate a good sense of humor, someone who can really make me laugh. I prefer really dry, effortless humor, where when things just naturally come to you and you're just naturally funny. I don't like when people make it a point to be really funny, and I don't like people that, you know, necessarily plan everything. And, you know, I think it's really obvious when someone's trying too hard to be funny, and I don't necessarily appreciate that as much. Really subtle, dry humor is probably what appeals to me best. Also, I really find it admirable when a person of the opposite sex, or of the same sex really, is passionate about something. I just think everyone needs to have a thing, if you know what I mean. My thing would probably be, you know, YouTube and makeup or music. And that's definitely something that kind of drives me forward to, you know, get things done and be productive and, you know, live life. And I think everyone needs that. When people don't have kind of a drive to do anything, and they're not really passionate about anything, and they're very wishy-washy about everything they do, I don't find that very appealing. I feel like that means that they're not motivated, and if they're not motivated to, you know, work towards something, then they're not going anywhere. Does that make sense? Like my boyfriend, you know, like, for example, he is really into music and everything, and he also really likes technology, so he's really kind of into that. And it doesn't really matter what the thing is, just as long as that you have drive to do, you know, improve at something in some way, that is appealing to me. So also someone who's just inherently good. I think if you're just a good person and just very nice, especially, I think the way a person treats their family and their friends or even random strangers, I think that says a lot. I really don't like it when guys take girls out on dates and they're all sweet and chivalrous to, you know, whoever they're, you know, on a date with, but then when, you know, say like a waitress or a server or whatever comes up to them and they're absolutely rude and snotty to them, I think that speaks millions about someone's personality. That would be an immediate turnoff to me. So just someone who's just inherently good to everyone just because it's just natural to be a good person. I think those are all attributes that I really look for in the opposite sex, and those are definitely attributes that I find in my boyfriend. So lucked out on that one, I suppose. And then the last beauty sin is envy, and it's what items would you most like to receive as a gift? Okay, easily it would have to be the original Naked palette. I have been staring at it and creeping on it at every single Sephora and Ulta I go to, and I swatch it and I gawk and drool and cry over it and dream about it at night, but I will never buy it for myself. I technically could. That's the thing, is I totally could. And I've been in positions where I had the money and like I was planning on spending the money anyway, but I just can't bring myself to buy it. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've seen tutorials on it, I've read swatches and review after review, and I know it's amazing. I mean, I know I would use it, I know I'd use it every day, but I won't buy it. And I have no idea why. However, if I did receive it as a gift, I would be eternally grateful and owe my first child to whoever purchased it for me. But I can't bring myself to buy it. I don't know what it is. I've even recommended it to friends, and some of my friends have bought it because I've told them to buy it. And it's kind of like I'm living vicariously through them, but I won't buy it myself just because it is $50. I can't do it. I don't know. So if you're really great and you know have a spare $50, my birthday isn't coming up for a very long time, but hey, if you're feeling gracious, I would love to have the Naked palette. Anyway, so that is all of the questions for this tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you haven't already done this tag yourself, I tag you who are watching right now to either make a video and put it as a response, or just leave your responses to the questions in the comments below. I would love to kind of hear your response to these questions. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you're having a fantastic week, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye!